Hi, folks. We're back for the third part of Raiders of the Lost Christmas Carols. I hope that you're here taking a break finally from watching the impeachment stuff going on and tune into something a little bit more necessary for our heart. And that is the heart of one who sings these Christmas carols. I got one here, Arise, Sons of the Kingdom. It sounds like this. The humble heart and lowly God lifteth up on high. Beneath his feet in anguish the haughty soul shall lie. The heart sincere and right that heeds God's invitation and makes true preparation, it is the Lord's delight. The melody kind of dances, wouldn't you agree? This song, this carol, is about preparing our hearts for the coming of Jesus. As you know, we not only in preparation for Christmas, Christians are also preparing for Jesus coming again. It's all tied up into one consciousness, and we are preparing the heart. The heart is truly the attitude and the condition that we're going for. The ideal, the person who takes God seriously, they have an ideal condition of the heart. And that's what you want. That's what I want. Do you take God seriously? Do you take life seriously? Then we're trying to get a humble heart and a lowly heart, because that's the kind of heart God lifts up. Many times in the Bible it says God opposes the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. We're reminded of a very important song before Jesus was born that his mother sang. Did you know that Mary sang a song in the Gospel of Luke? It's right there, Luke chapter 1. Mary says, she talks about this dual function of God opposing the proud but lifting up the humble. She says, the Lord has shown strength with his arm. He has scattered the proud in the imagination of their hearts. He has lifted up the humble and has cast down the mighty from their thrones. He has filled the hungry with good things, but the rich he has sent empty away. And that whole dynamic, that up and down, that V shape that God is consistently administering to the world, the Christian church has always seen in the manger of Jesus. God has come down from heaven, and he chose not a place embedded with jewels and with gold and a cushion, but in a place where animals were eating straw. The Lord was born in a humble place to show you to be humble, that the world is worth nothing to you if you have this baby boy Jesus. And so we've got these exhortations to have a heart that is sincere and right. What can a heart be lifted up by in pride? What can our heart be misled by into falsehood and into complacency? False gods, right? Anything that is not the true God, when the heart clings to it, it becomes fat and weighed down and ready to keel over. False gods, including today, money, success, influence, and all these things that we chase after and we lust after, and we try to satisfy the desires, the cravings in the flesh with, those things can make the heart proud. Because you say, I've got it. I've satisfied myself with it. Worse yet, the worst kind of pride that we have is a spiritual pride, which might even get away from riches, might even get away from influence and say, I don't want that. And yet there remains a spiritual pride that says, I will get into heaven because of what I like. And that's even worse. That can be a greater stumbling block to the heart because it is deeply lodged in there, and it's so cherished by the sinner that they think that they can win God's mercy, that God owes me something because I've been a good person. This is not the case. God does not owe you anything. God gives you what he gives you for free. And a humble heart heeds this invitation, says it's all on him. It's all on what he's able to give us. That's why we put a cross in the middle of the heart, to show that we are crucified. When we know God, we know that we are truly dead to ourselves, dead to all what we earn, and instead we depend heavily and absolutely on him. And so the daily walk of a Christian is to make true preparation. John the Baptist talked about preparing the way of the Lord. That is, taking the low parts of the world and raising them up, taking the high parts of the world and squishing them flat down. That's that same thing we're talking about. How can you take preparation for this Christmas season? You try to level the playing field. If you've got two jackets John the Baptist said, take one off and share it with someone who doesn't have one. If you've got more food than you need, share with someone who does not have one. And this way you can be part of the process too of leveling the road, casting down and bringing up. Cast down yourself for the sake of someone else to be brought up. In this way, the more you strive after doing this, the more your life becomes like this wreath here. You're going around in circles. The more arduous you struggle after perfection and getting rid of the sins that cling so inherently into you, the more you see the abysmal need for God's mercy, the more you see the darkness inside you. And yet, because you have seen Christ come down to you and destroy the power of death by his perfect life, you don't lose hope and you keep going. And you keep denying yourself, and you keep pursuing after holiness, and you keep giving, and you keep pouring yourself out. That's the heart. That's the humility in action that I want to see you do at this Christmas time and every year from now on and every day. That's about all for now. Hope you can join us next time for another of these lost and forgotten Christmas carols.